Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Hope you're staying well, hope you're staying safe. It's Saturday the 27th of February 2021. What we're going to be looking at today is the usual US and Florida stats for COVID, new cases, active cases and deaths. We're going to be looking at the vaccination rollout, both in the US as a whole and in Florida. We're going to be looking at the new Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which was approved yesterday, and a warning from the US government not to let our guard down right now. You'll see why. A little bit more on the IATA Travel Pass. Talked about that last week, and a few more mainstream media have got on the bandwagon with that and are now looking at that. Disney news this week. Harmonious at Epcot looks a little closer to becoming reality. Space 2020, the restaurant in Epcot, looks like it could be opening fairly soon. And Fantasmic, there's been some movement there in Hollywood studios. We'll be looking at all those three. Volcano Bay reopened this morning. I've heard of no capacity issues. It's now 11:30. There's a new store coming to Citywalk. We'll talk about that. We'll have a look at the Disney Parks reservation calendar for the rest of this month, a couple of days, March, and that important date of October the 1st, 2021. We'll also then have a look at the weather. It's going to be a warm one this weekend. Okay, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, hit that like button, and hit the notification bell. You'll get this stuff once a week on a Saturday or a Sunday, and something else on a Tuesday, Wednesday coming up as well. If you're old to the channel and have not yet subscribed, please do subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. Again, hit that notification bell and you'll not miss a video. Okay, let's get into the detail. Into the stats then. US daily cases yesterday was 80,625. You can see that there on the graph. The 7-day moving average yesterday was 71,050. Last week was 70,121. So not a great movement. It's a slight adjustment down, but nothing really to write home about. US active cases, a touch over 9 million, 9.1 million. Last week was 9.3 million. So that's about a 2.5% drop on active cases, which is great news. US new deaths, 2,246 yesterday. The 7-day average, 2,033. Which is up actually from last week's 1,963, so not such a good news on US deaths. Florida daily cases yesterday, 5,922. There it is in graphical form. Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach account for over 40% of those new cases, as is kind of the norm. Florida daily cases 7-day moving average yesterday was 5,971. and last week was 5,967, so almost identical. Active cases in Florida yesterday 760,000, down from 790,000 last week, so about a 3% reduction there. And new deaths recorded yesterday 141. 7-day average for deaths was 134 yesterday, which is down from 162, so good news on the number of deaths there. Vaccinations distributed yesterday, or as of yesterday, 94.3 million, 20 million more than this time last week. Total doses administered across the US, 70.5 million, 61.3 million last week, so an average of 1.5 million per day, so on track. There's a new slide here now that shows you how many people have had the 1 or 2 doses. 47.2 million have had the 1 dose, 22.6 million have had 2 doses, that's 14.2%. have had 1 dose, 6.8% have had 2 doses. You can see that the map of the US shows graphically how many people in each state have had the vaccine. Florida's doing okay. It's not the best, but it's certainly not the worst. You can see that on this next slide, Florida has had 6.1 million doses delivered, administered 4.7 million of those doses. So 77% of the doses delivered have been administered, slightly better than that national average. Almost 14% of the population in Florida has had 1 dose, and 7.5% of the population has had 2. Both of those metrics are slightly down on the national average, but not by much at all. So what's going on? You could see that the 7-day average for new cases really hasn't moved at all. If anything, it's gone slightly up, which is a little bit concerning. We were going down very, very nicely up to last week, and then we've kind of just stalled. And if you're on my Facebook page, hit the theme parks Facebook page, you'll see that I give these stats out every day. and you can keep a tab on them there. And I've kind of mentioned that we're stalling this week. So what's going on? So that's why Biden officials have said, you know, watch yourselves, you know, be very careful, don't take anything for granted. They've said it was a very concerning uptick in cases this week. Rochelle Walensky, who's the director of the CDC, said it in a White House press briefing this week. I know people are tired and they want to get back to life, to normal, but we're not there yet. And I completely agree. I don't know what's going through people's minds. I guess there's warmer weather coming in some states. You know, here it's very warm, but we can't take our eye off the ball at all. It does seem that the US is doing nothing to tell people to stay at home. Joe Biden, the President Biden, has said wear a mask, but it's really up to people to do that if they want to do that. There are county-wide mandates which really aren't being enforced, so we're not doing anything. We're leaving it up to individuals, it would appear, really to take care of themselves, and it's only going to be the vaccination that really takes us down further notches in new cases, active cases and deaths. So yeah, it's a little bit concerning to me. I do hope people continue to wear masks, or if they're not wearing masks, start to wear masks outdoors. You know, that coupled with vaccinations hopefully will take us down much more quickly than we have done this week. I'd like to obviously see cases dropping quite a lot over the next month or two. There's been no news yet on what's going to happen with international travel. Nothing from the government this week. In terms of accelerating the number of vaccinations that might get us to a place where international travel can occur, then good news about the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. That was given the go-ahead or recommended yesterday by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, as an emergency use authorization. So the Johnson & Johnson vaccination is a one-shot vaccination, and that's different to the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines that we're using in this country at the moment, which are both two shots and require heavy refrigeration. So I would hope to see a lot more people being vaccinated now. Now, getting the vaccine out to states is one thing, getting it administered to people is another thing. I would hope that if we're going to ramp up the number of vaccinations available, we're also going to ramp up the number of people giving the vaccination. So, you know, watch this space for that over the next month or so. Last week, I talked quite a lot about the International Air Transport Association, or IATA Travel Pass. This week, that's got a lot more exposure in mainstream media. So I've included a couple of things. One from CNN, you can see that they're talking about it, and the BBC, big thing, the BBC are talking about it as well now. They're talking about that becoming available in March. I actually thought it had already been rolled out to several airlines. You can see the video from last week here up in the top right now. Click on that after this one if you want to learn more about the IATA Travel Pass and how that works. But good news that it's getting a lot more exposure now. Into Disney World news, and quite a few of the bloggers here yesterday commented on Disney World's new policy on face mask wearing in restaurants. This is from Walt Disney World's website. So face coverings now are required to be worn in restaurants and only to be removed while actively eating or drinking. So that is actually while you're sitting at your table waiting for your food. I don't actually think there's much in this. We've had to wear masks in the park until since the parks reopened. We've had to wear masks waiting for our tables, and only when we sat at our tables could we take our masks off. So now they're saying you can't wear your mask, you can't take your masks off until you're actively eating and drinking. So that's basically going to be about maybe 5 minutes more of mask wearing, because as soon as you sit down at your table at a Disney restaurant, your server comes up, asks you what you want to drink basically, and brings those drinks to you. At that point you can take your masks off because you're actively drinking, right? And then, you know, a starter might come, and then your main course will come, and then a dessert may come, if you can get all that stuff down your neck. You know, this is really nothing different, very, very little different to what was happening before yesterday. So I don't know why there's been a big hullabaloo about it. You're supposed to put your mask on if you go to the restroom, and then you're supposed to put your mask on as you get up from your table to leave the restaurant again. So please don't think this is anything really big. It's not. Okay, enough of that. Harmonious, which is the new nighttime show which is going to debut in Epcot at some point this year, had major movements yesterday in that the centerpiece barge was located into the World Showcase Lagoon. It's massive, 6 stories high, and it's going to feature a light show, fountains, and if you've been to Fantasmic, you'll know that there's a big kind of fan of water comes across. It's going to be the same kind of thing, only in a circle, so they'll be able to project images onto that. It's going to look fantastic. I haven't seen it in the flesh yet, but I think this show is going to be something else. No news on exactly when it's going to come. Some people are saying it's going to be summer, whatever summer it is, or it could be from like June onwards. Other people are saying it'll be October when the 50th anniversary comes along. Disney are selling corporate packages for that from the 1st of October, but you know, it could debut before then, and I believe it will. Also in Epcot, Space 2020 could be opened, I think, in April. Some people are saying March. I think it could be April. Reason being that Disney have put job adverts out now for people to work in that restaurant. Because it's the end of February, I just don't think that they're going to be vetted, interviewed and given the job and trained up in time for the restaurant to open in March. But I think that definitely could happen in April. If you don't know what Space 2020 is, it's going to be a very cool restaurant near to Mission Space. It's going to be quite fine dining, I believe. You're basically going to be taken up to a space station, and your windows are going to be an outlook onto Earth both night and day. It should be a fantastic experience. Volcano Bay reopened today at 9 o'clock. As of the shooting of this video, between 11:30 and 12, it's still open to walk-ins. There's no capacity issues as far as I'm aware. I've seen nothing on Twitter. It's a brilliant day, beautiful day. It's going to be 88 degrees today, so an absolute optimum day for that park reopening. There's been large construction work going on down at Citywalk for a long time now. A number of shops were demolished, and we didn't know what was going to happen with those shops. Now the announcement's been made. It's going to be a Universal Studio store. It's going to be massive, this store. So there's going to be all sorts of goodies in there. Nothing has been told to us yet about what's going to be in that store. Obviously there's an existing Universal Studio store just down the way by to the left of Cowfish as you go down to Islands of Adventure. It's not so big, so I'm guessing that to fit more people in, to fit more merchandise in, get more sales, that's why they're putting the new one in there. So that existing one's going to be demolished. No news yet on what could come in its place, but I guess we're 6 months away maybe from the new store opening, so 6 months away from the existing store closing. Let's have a little look then at the Disney Parks reservation calendar for the rest of this month, March, and for October the 1st and 2nd. Today, just Epcot available for theme park ticket guests and resort guests. Annual pass holders are out of luck completely. Tomorrow it's all clear for theme park ticket holders, resort guests, and annual pass holders only have Magic Kingdom and Epcot available. March is looking a little bit sticky for theme park ticket holders and resort guests, especially in week commencing the 15th of March. That first 3 days of that week sees only Epcot available for theme park ticket guests, and it's the same story for resort guests. For annual pass holders though, there's a much better time of it. Looking at October the 1st and 2nd, a reminder that that's the start of Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary, and there are no reservations currently available at Magic Kingdom at all for theme park ticket holders, for resort guests, or for annual pass holders. For annual pass holders, October the 2nd now is also unavailable, so I think there's going to be a theme there. We're going to get single day ticket holders, or 3, 5, 7 day ticket holders and resort guests. I'm guessing that the 2nd is going to become unavailable for those people as well fairly soon. Okay, let's have a look at the weather. As I said a little earlier, it's going to be hot today, 88 degrees for the opening of Volcano Bay, 89 degrees tomorrow, so we're getting up there. Monday the same, and dropping a little bit back down towards next Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have lows of 53, but very little rain and a lot of sun, so looking good for next week. Okay, that is the news this week. I'll be back here next Saturday or Sunday for more of the same. There'll be something coming along Tuesday or Wednesday which is theme park or restaurant related. Look out for that. As I said, if you're not subscribed already, do subscribe. You'll get this stuff every week. And if you like the video, please do give it a like. It means a lot to the channel. Okay, see you next week. Cheers for now. Stay safe. Bye-bye.